Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. So,
Good afternoon.
probably, yeah, very good afternoon to all. Shall we have break after lunch? Can we continue? Already
Okay, sir.
exhausted.
Sure, sir.
Huh?
Okay, sir.
Same,
Yes, sir.
same will continue.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm held up with the.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, so sorry about that. Anyway,
Good
okay.
afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. I'm held up with the admissions work. Probably I could not even go out also. Okay. Today, okay, as we have said, there are many newcomers. For them, I wanted you all to revise about what is the general overview of torts. So, who is going to come up?
Inform others also to join the class. Okay, we candidates are there.
Yes,
Inform others also.
who is going to take on probably with
Sir, from last 2 days, as you discussed occupier liability extinction, can I start from there, sir? Or shall I begin from the day one onwards, sir?
Sir, about tort, sir. Definition of tort.
torts. Kranti will take over after liabilities.
Okay, sir.
Sure. Go ahead, madam.
Civil, but different from the criminal wrong. What in case of civil wrong, the injured party or a plaintiff is compensated for damages. In case of criminal wrong, injured person is compensated, but punishment will be given. Next is elements of tort, sir. Elements of tort is first one is the act of omission, second one is injury or damage, next is legal remedy by way of liquidated damages, sir. Act of omission means in order to make a person life, he must have done something act what was. Next one is legal damages, sir. We have taught the injured is entitled to get legal damage. The has to prove legal damage first. Here you have taught about injuries and damage and
Your voice is not clear now.
legal damage, sir. Hello? Hello, sir.
Yeah, madam. Now it is clear. Okay, better.
Legal damage. In that injured person is entitled to get a legal damages. For that, plaintiff has to prove the legal damage caused to him, sir. In this, you have taught about injuria sine damano and damano sine injuria. Injuria sine damano means the plaintiff does not face any actual damage, but he is injured, sir. His legal right is violated, sir. In damano, he got damages, but he did not get any legal rights, sir.
Okay, ma'am. In your own example, can you give one example for them to understand? What is injuria sine damnum sine injuria?
Yes, sir, I will give, sir.
Give any example. Any easy which everyone can, normal layman can understand.
Okay, sir. I'll give, sir. Sir, one example is this, sir. I did not
Sure,
mention.
no problem. Cool.
Sir,
Bhim Singh versus State Bank of State of Jammu Kashmir, sir.
Okay. Okay, now here I would like to extend Madam's conversation. See, now here it happens that a person was sentenced. He was sentenced to imprisonment. He was given to probably some kind of punishment, and he was undergoing imprisonment in jail. Okay. Now what happened was, due to some oversight, he they overlooked what they overlooked was he was supposed to be released on some particular date. Okay, so now without that person being released, he was still kept on confinement. He was still undergoing the imprisonment. So, do you think there can be any action of torts in such case? He was supposed to be freed. He was supposed to be released from jail. This is one of the famous case law where in Rudal Shah versus State of Bihar, they noticed that he was undergoing imprisonment beyond his release. Okay, so then it was shocking for everyone because he had a damage. He was supposed to be freed, but he could not be freed. So hence there was some kind of compensation which was awarded to him against the state. So some kind of breach in the responsibilities towards the state. Yes. Anyone?
Sir, according to this case, according to Article 13, it's a illegal detention. And second thing is a right to compensation for the infringement of fundamental rights, according to Article 21.
Yes, that is what, how we are able to, what is the legal right? This is a constitutional right which will be clearly violated. Yes, absolutely. You have brought forth before us some sort of legal right. Legally, that is fundamental, more than legal. It is, constitution is a fundamental right where that has been clearly violated. To what extent it is clearly breaching his freedoms of his enjoyment, which where he was supposed to be released out of the jail. So this is a kind of an example which will help us in understanding. Yeah. So this is one of the kind of an example. Okay. Bhim Singh was in state of Jammu and Kashmir also. He was confined. He was not, why he was confined within the, he was detained within the four walls. Probably when the police, what is the, can they exercise preventive detention against any person probably who is going to attend the proceedings in the assembly? Yeah, member of a legislative assembly, when MLA has got no protection towards the preventive detention, then how can a common man you expect? See, he was detained not to, because probably there might have been some sort of this debate in the assembly. So probably the force, the abuse of power. Probably it is probably his that particular point of time. The chief minister did not want Bhimsen to enter into the assembly because he would have raised some question which probably would have which will compel the leader of the uh, assembly to answer his question. So probably in such a case he was abused. There was an abuse of power, and he was detained in the police station. So such detained is a violation of life and liberty. Hence, probably there was some sort of damage, damage to his right. So hence, wherever there is a right, there needs to be some kind of remedy. Okay. Next, carry on. Next, who is going to?
Sir, damage and injury, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Without damage, without injury, legal injury, sir. For example, Glucose grammar school cases, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Go ahead.
Causing damage to the plaintiff without violation of his legal rights, sir. Such types of damages occurred in the exercise of the legal rights by one, sir. It results in damage and injury. Next, you talked about the differences between the torts and crimes, sir. Torts and crimes, torts and breach of contract, torts, trust and contract, and torts and breach of equitable obligations, and tort and quasi-contract, sir.
Okay.
Last, liability you taught, sir. Liability.
Kranti.
Liability, strict liability, absolute liability, vicarious.
Kranti will take over, madam. Kranti.
What, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there are three liabilities, which is strict liability, absolute liability, and vicarious liability under law of tort. So in strict liability, you have a given example, Rylance and Fletcher case, sir. And there are essentials in strict liability. One is dangerous things, second is escape, and third one is non-natural use of land. There are exceptions in the rule of strict liability. One is act of God, and second one is consent of the plaintiff, and third was act of third party, and fourth one is statutory authority, and fifth one is plaintiff won't default. In second thing, absolute liability, you have given an example of Bhopal gas tragedy. And third one is vicarious liability, sir. In vicarious liability, there are a few things we have discussed. Where is Lylord versus Grace, Smith and Co. And in vicarious liability, there are a few things: principal agent relationship and partners, master and servant relationship. You have discussed it, sir. What are the differences in between servant and independent contractor? Also, you have discussed it. That's it, sir.
We have also discussed fault, nuisance, reasonable care, negligence, easementary rights,
Yeah.
trespass.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. So probably, see, we have been discussing much about torts. Torts in the sense, wherever you find there is a right, that is, there has to be some sort of remedy. Okay, probably we may not extend law of torts to each and every aspect, but we, this law of torts is only being to compensate, to be provide some sort of
For
relief.
certain of damages or relief. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. To provide certain kind of relief wherever there has been a right which existed. Anyone, any other examples who would, you would like to give if you have come across
Tort example only.
anyone, any kind of real time examples which you have come across, you have faced?
Theft is a basic example, sir, intentional or willfully.
Theft, okay, but can that be? It is categorized under a public wrong, but how do you think you can bring it within the purview of scope of tort?
It's an intentional motive. Intentionally, he is misconducting, right?
But state has clearly put it under a public wrong. Let us put it as, uh, see, some municipal corporation of Hyderabad is trying to put what is it called? The dumping, the waste
Garbage dumping.
garbage dumping
Garbage.
beside your house.
Yes.
Now you tell me, can you issue notice to GHMC?
No, sir.
To what? No, what extent you have to elaborate?
Basic thing is that you said that we can't talk to governmental organizations, right?
Statutory, but even though it is violating your right, right to life is your right, right? To live freely, with freedom. Nowadays, bio ethics issues are coming up more. There are some kind of viral fevers. See, if the dumping garbage is beside your house, and you are affected with some kind of fever. Now you tell me, can I sue GHMC on torts? They have a immunity. Yes, I agree with everyone. They have got the immunity, but such immunity, when there is an intention to cause damage to you all, can they have full protection? That why not? Why only beside your house? Why not in your locality where probably it is away from your local house? And nowadays, the situation is such that, see, we are affected with some kind of disease, and we induce someone to also get affected. Then probably can there be a law of tort?
Sir.
See, you have to think. Yes, think. Yes, no. See, nowadays
sir.
when
The Constitution provides wide powers to the citizens. So through that we can sue GHMC.
Yes. Yes, he is damaging your health, right? Probably it is his duty. What is a breach of duty? It is his duty to protect your health. GHMC has got a duty, sanitation. They cannot cause harm to you, particularly probably dengue, malaria, all such things. They have got a duty, and probably you are paying from your revenues. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
such
We
is the
can
duty.
ask for damages. We can claim for damages, sir.
Yes, absolutely right. Yes, you can, because there is some kind of a violation of your right to life.
Yes. Negligence also. Yes.
Violation of your right to life. Whenever, that is what I said. See, you have to analyze and see what right is going to be damaged and what right are we, that you have to clearly establish and analyze. Okay. Okay. With this, probably I will stop right now. I have some work. We will continue. See, now I am done with. If you look at your syllabus, I've done Unit 1, Unit 2. Tomorrow onwards, we should go for special talks. Anyone, any doubts you have? You raise tomorrow. We will continue with those.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
then.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.